Check engine light. Nobody talks about how terrifying this little light actually is. You are driving. Everything feels fine. The music is playing, the road is smooth, and then there it is. That small amber or orange glow shaped like a tiny engine sitting right there on your dashboard, staring back at you. And your stomach drops. Here is the truth that nobody tells you. This single light can mean over 1,000 different things. It is connected to your car's onboard computer, called the ECU or Engine Control Unit, and the moment any sensor sends an unexpected reading, this light fires up. Sometimes it is something almost embarrassingly simple, a gas cap you forgot to twist shut after filling up. That is it. That is all it was. But other times, it is a failing catalytic converter, an engine misfiring silently beneath you without you even feeling it. Something that could cost you thousands of dollars if you ignore it long enough. The terrifying part is, you cannot tell the difference just by looking at the light. The only way to know is to plug a diagnostic scanner into the OBD2 port, which sits right beneath your steering column. It pulls up an error code that tells you exactly what is going on. And here's something most people never know. Most auto parts stores will read that code for you, completely free. So the next time this light appears, breathe, but do not ignore it. If it is glowing steadily, you have some time. Get it checked soon. If it is blinking, stop driving now. Battery warning light. Most people see this light and immediately think the same thing. My battery is dead. And that one assumption has left thousands of drivers stranded on the side of the road, completely confused about what just happened. Because here is what this light is actually watching. Not just the battery, the entire charging system, the alternator, the voltage regulator, everything working together to keep your car alive electrically. The alternator is the quiet hero of your car. While the engine runs, it works in the background, continuously charging the battery, powering every electrical system you depend on. You never notice it until it fails. The moment the alternator stops working, your car keeps driving. But now it is running on borrowed time, draining the last bit of stored power left in the battery. Like a phone on 1% with no charger in sight. And then things start disappearing one by one. The small things go first, then the headlights begin to dim, and then, without much warning at all, the engine shuts off. Sometimes in the middle of an intersection, sometimes on a highway at night. The moment this light appears, do not turn anything extra on. No AC, no radio, nothing unnecessary. Pull over as quickly and as safely as you can. An alternator replacement is not a small bill, but it is nothing compared to a tow truck, a missed day of work, or something far worse. Oil pressure warning light. I need you to stop whatever you are doing and really hear this one. This is not a warning you wait on. Not until the next traffic light. Not until you find a good parking spot. Not for 30 seconds. The moment this light comes on, you pull over and you turn the engine off. It looks harmless enough. Just a tiny oil can shape glowing on your dashboard. But what it is telling you underneath that calm little symbol is anything but calm. It means the oil pressure inside your engine has collapsed to a dangerously low level. And here is what most people do not understand about oil. It is not just a lubricant sitting in there doing a quiet job. The pressure of the oil is what maintains a microscopic protective film between every single moving metal part inside your engine. Parts spinning and moving at thousands of revolutions every single minute. When that pressure disappears, metal touches metal, directly, at full speed. The heat builds in an instant, the damage begins in seconds, and within minutes, your engine can seize completely, becoming nothing more than a useless, destroyed block of metal that no mechanic on Earth can bring back. People have done it. They have seen this light, thought it was a sensor glitch, kept driving for 10 more minutes, and turned a $200 repair into a $10,000 engine replacement. Check your oil level first, but understand, even if the dipstick looks fine, the oil pump itself may have already failed. But none of that matters if the engine is already gone. Engine temperature warning light. Your engine runs hot. That is completely normal. That is just how engines work. But there is a line it must never cross, and this light, this quiet little thermometer floating above wavy lines on your dashboard, is the only thing standing between you and crossing that line without knowing it. When it turns red, your engine is in serious trouble. The cooling system inside your car is actually remarkable. Coolant flows through the engine constantly, pulling heat away, carrying it all the way to the radiator, releasing it into the air outside, and then cycling right back to do it all over again. Endlessly, silently, without you ever thinking about it. Until something breaks. A low coolant level, a failed coolant pump, a small hidden leak somewhere in the lines that you never noticed. Any one of these things can send your engine temperature climbing fast. And here is the part that should concern you most. By the time this light comes on, the damage may already be starting inside. The cylinder head can warp from extreme heat. The head gasket can blow. And if you have ever heard someone say their head gasket blew, you already know that is one of the most dreaded and expensive repairs a car can face. In the worst cases, the engine block itself cracks. And at that point, the only answer is a complete engine replacement. So when this light appears, do not push it. Do not hope it goes away. Turn off the air conditioning immediately. Turn on the heater to pull heat away from the engine. Find somewhere safe to stop, and let the engine cool down completely before you even think about opening that hood. Brake warning light. Of everything on this list, this might be the one that gets dismissed the most. Drivers see it and think the same thing every time. Oh, I probably just left the parking brake on. And sometimes, that really is all it is. You release it, the light disappears, and you carry on with your day without giving it another thought. But what happens when the parking brake is fully down and that light is still on? That is a completely different conversation. Low brake fluid is one of the most common causes, and it sounds minor until you understand what brake fluid actually does. It is what creates the hydraulic pressure that pushes your brake pads against the rotors. That pressure is the only reason your car stops when you press the pedal. When the fluid level drops, that pressure weakens. Your brakes start feeling soft. Your stopping distance quietly gets longer. You press harder, and the car takes just a little more road than it used to before it stops. Most of the time, brake fluid drops for one of two reasons: a leak in the brake lines, which is serious on its own, or brake pads so worn down that the system has been consuming extra fluid trying to compensate. Many modern cars also have a brake pad wear sensor built right into the pads. When they wear too thin, it triggers this exact light as a warning. Every single one of these causes means the same thing. Your ability to stop the car is not what it should be. This is not a light you make an appointment for next week. See a mechanic before your next serious drive. Tire pressure warning light. Most people see this light and think, I will just add some air tomorrow. But there is a story behind this light that very few people know, and once you hear it, you will never think about it the same way again. This warning system did not exist in most cars until it became mandatory by law in the United States starting in 2008. The reason it became law was not a minor inconvenience. It was a wave of deadly, high-speed tire blowout accidents that shocked the entire automotive world in the late 1990s and forced governments to act. Real accidents, real lives lost, all because of tire pressure that nobody checked. When this light comes on, at least one of your tires has dropped to a significantly low pressure level. And the danger is not just uneven wear or a rough ride. A tire running on low pressure builds up heat as you drive. Quietly, invisibly. You feel nothing from inside the car. But inside that rubber, the heat is slowly weakening the structure of the tire with every mile. And then one moment, usually at the worst possible time, at highway speed, the tire gives out. A sudden blowout at high speed, the car pulling violently to one side, losing control in less than a second. It is one of the most dangerous situations any driver can face. And it is preventable. Cold weather is one of the most common and sneaky causes. Cold air naturally contracts overnight and silently drops your tire pressure without you doing anything wrong at all. Always use a pressure gauge to check all 4 tires. Your eyes are not enough. A tire can look completely normal and still be dangerously low. The correct pressure is printed on a sticker inside your driver's door or listed in your owner's manual. Check it. It takes 2 minutes, and it might just save your life.